According to YouTube, I have just hit over 1,000 subscribers. Guess I'll die. Hello everyone and welcome to a very special video today. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers. It's been a very long journey and I wasn't around for most of it if you saw my upload schedule these past 2 to 3 years. But, you know, I'm making the comeback. I'm uploading consistently now. And just so you know, those year-long breaks, they're done. I'm gonna try to upload every week, at least one video per week, and I'm gonna celebrate 1,000 subscribers today with a little Q&A video. So thank you guys for asking me questions on Twitter and Facebook. Let's get started. Turbo Jesse asks, how long have you had this channel? What created the most growth for you? Well, I've had this channel technically since 2011, although I started a channel in 2010 under the same name, where I basically just did generic video game reviews, and I say generic because there wasn't really anything special about them. I just wanted to make video reviews about the latest and greatest games. I had an HD PVR, and I just wanted to use it to its fullest advantage. Remember the HD PVRs? Those were awesome, dude. I love those things. But in 2011, I decided I wanted to start from scratch, and I completely deleted all the videos on that other channel. Not a smart thing to do. Guys, don't ever do that. At least don't do it without backing up your videos. And on that channel, I was just uploading random videos for school, videos I did with my friends. It wasn't until 2013, after I graduated high school, that I really wanted to start bringing that channel back up. I was still doing generic video game reviews, but then the year after, I wanted to step it up. I didn't want to do just generic game reviews. I was watching a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd. I was watching a lot of JonTron, and I just wanted to do something similar to what they do, where they incorporate live action sketches in their stuff. So I'm still doing that today. I'm bringing my own spin on things with my own unique personality, and I'm still talking about games new and old. Mostly I need to start talking about new games because those are the ones that get the views and the subscribers. RPay Gaming asks, will the hypothetical Switch Mini have a slot for 3DS or DS games? And if not, why not? I really don't see that happening. That's just going to add a lot more cost to it, I feel like. I don't think Nintendo's going to go to the trouble of adding another port to this system, especially since DS and 3DS games require use of the dual screen, which theoretically could be done on the Switch. I mean, they did it on Wii U, but the Wii U also had 2 screens, and I don't see it happening. I guess we'll find out later this year, but the 3DS and DS were such big hits that I don't think Nintendo's really, trying to get people caught up on what they missed, especially since 3DSs are so cheap still right now, and they are backwards compatible with the DS, so really, what's the point? Melanie Leckie asks, how is your diet coming along? Thanks for bringing that up. At the beginning of the year, basically, me and my girlfriend started doing keto. And keto, long story short, it's basically no bread, no sugar. And when I say no, I mean as very little as possible. Basically, your focus is high-fat, high-protein foods. Basically, meat, cheese, and vegetables. Yes, mostly meat and cheese. It took over a month for me to lose about over 20 pounds. So that's really, really great. I'll be honest though, I started adding back in non-keto foods, mostly potato products. You know, regular mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, French fries, hash browns, all that stuff. I'm not eating them insanely, and I'm still slowly losing weight. I might be plateauing. I don't know. What matters is I'm still not eating bread, and I got rid of unnecessary snacking. If I ever do snack, I usually eat salami and cheese. But yeah, keto's great. If you're ever trying to lose weight, I highly recommend it because the food you eat is delicious. It's just great. I already got a few friends on keto right now and they're loving it too. So yeah, it's great. Josh Brandt asks, shaken or stirred? Yes. Just Cliff asks, how did you get introduced to Nintendo? I got introduced to Nintendo slowly over time. For those of you who don't know, I was born in 1995, and that was around the year the PlayStation 1 came out, and I got a PlayStation 1, so that was basically my first system. However, I have an uncle who has a bunch of old video game systems. I started playing Super Mario Bros. On the NES, loved it. I didn't really become hooked, though, until I got a Nintendo GameCube for my 8th birthday, which I've talked about in my Harry Potter video. And that system was just the one that just got me hooked on Nintendo like crack cocaine. Like, I was playing Super Mario Sunshine. I got introduced to Metroid Prime through there. And, of course, Legend of Zelda, I didn't really get introduced to until, like, the Wii. I didn't really care about Zelda until Twilight Princess came out. And I also did have a Super NES as well that was given to me by a friend. And I am still a PlayStation fan as well. I've owned every system since the PlayStation 1. PS2 I got much later. I didn't really have the need to play a PS2 because I didn't care about their exclusives back then. And most things that were coming out on the PS2 were also coming out on the GameCube. So really, what was the point? But then I got the PS3 also much later, but I started off with PlayStation 4 this generation. Well, technically I started off with Wii U, but this generation, PlayStation 4, lots of fun stuff. Still a good PlayStation fan. I like all three of the systems. Of course, Xbox the least, because this generation is just, they're just not doing well this generation, but that's a video for another time. Token Geek asks, why don't you love me like you love Super Gaming? Well, Token Geek, Super Gaming and I, also known as Kyle, we went to middle school, elementary school, and kindergarten together. I don't know why I started with the latest one and then went backwards, but yeah, basically we've known each other since kindergarten. He also went to high school with me, and we're kind of like that. Chris Penwell asks, is there a game you don't like that the majority loves? And is there a game you love that the majority hate? The last question, if I love a game that the majority hate, I've been thinking about this since you asked me it yesterday, and I can't really think of anything, honestly. But the first question, do I hate a game that everyone else loves? Yes, I do. Diablo 3. I played that game recently, and I just didn't like it at all. Like, I got it on the Switch thinking I would love it. I hated it. Like, it's just too easy. It's such a grind. I feel like I'm just going forward with little to no obstacles in my way. So, I sold it to my friend. Alexander Fleming asks, do you even like Metroid Prime? I don't think you do. You know what? You're absolutely right. I hate Metroid Prime. It is the worst game ever made. And if you like Metroid Prime, you should be ashamed for liking it. May God have mercy on your soul. Rob of Rule of Two Review asks, real talk, do you expect Metroid Prime 4 to launch on Nintendo's next console like I do, whether exclusively or as a cross-generational release? Or do you predict Switch only? Congrats again, buddy. Thanks, Rob. But real talk, it could come out on the next generation Nintendo console, but not as a launch title. This thing is being developed for Switch only right now, because if they started development right now or late last year, they do not have the dev kits for the next generation system at all, and they won't have it for a very long time. I don't know why people think that this game is going to take 4 years to make. It's really not. I did research on this. I did a video about this on Commonwealth Realm. If you look back at Nintendo's relationship with Retro Studios, they worked Retro Studios to near death. Like, Metroid Prime, 9 months crunch time. They spent 9 months working on this game for 80 to 100 hour work weeks. That's crazy. I have a feeling Nintendo's going to get Retro Studios to make this game as fast as possible, at the same time, though, without sacrificing much quality. Because those Metroid Prime games, they did not take long to make. They took 2 to 3 years, and it took Prime 3 years because they were trying to get the Wii technology right. And even then, they were still, all three of those games are incredible. But Nintendo, please don't overwork Retro Studios. That's just not kind. So as a result, I think Prime 4 is coming out at the earliest fall 2021 or spring 2022. Like, Metroid Prime is not a historically best-selling franchise, and I, as a huge Metroid fan, can admit that. Like, it would not be wise. Like, you can make an argument for both cases. It would not be wise to launch Metroid Prime 4 on the next generation console, because people are going to be like, what's Metroid? I don't care about that game, therefore I do not care about this new system. But then you could say it works the other way around by claiming that, oh hey, next generation Nintendo hardware, I'm on board, what's this Metroid game? Let's play it, I'm going to get it with it. So yeah, I really don't think it's going to be a Breath of the Wild Twilight Princess situation, because Zelda is a very safe bet, because those games sell like crazy. Prime, Metroid in general, not so much. Raquel Goebel asks,
what will you learn? That your actions have consequences!
Velta Dalsing asks, what is your favorite food? And what game are you most excited for in 2019? Well, the game I'm most excited for in 2019 is medium rare steak, and my favorite food is Doom Eternal. Did I get that right? But seriously, yeah, I love a good steak. Steak's amazing. I'm actually having steak after filming this because I just love steak. Steak is so good. But my most anticipated game of 2019 is hands down Doom Eternal. You would know this if you watched my top 10 most anticipated games video. I forget which direction. This direction, right there. If you watched that video, you would know that's number one. But yes, I loved what id Software did with Doom 2016. It was my favorite game of that year. So I have a feeling that Doom Eternal is going to be my game of this year. Jonathan Morgan asks, will this newfound fame go directly to your head? No, it will not. Because it already has. Dreamcast Guy asks, what is a video you made that you think is just perfect? Doesn't have to be something with a ton of views. Sometimes the tiny projects are the best memories. Well, Dreamcast Guy, lucky for you and lucky for me, my favorite video that I've ever made also has a ton of views. It is my Witcher 3 Wild Hunt review. To me, that video is just perfect. And it perfectly encapsulates what exactly I hope to achieve on this channel, and it is the standard I want every video I make to live up to. The jokes were just spot on, the acting was great, just the sketches that I had in mind for it were I just felt like they were pulled off perfectly with what technology I have at my disposal, but right now it's hard to do videos of that caliber because, you know, everyone's busy, especially my buddy Tim, he's always doing stuff, and Alan's always available. Not always, of course, but he's right around the corner. I could always get him to do videos for me. The Witcher 3 review was just, it was perfect, and I want to make a video that's just half as good as that one again. The Batman Arkham City one, though, was pretty good as well, though I loved the Witcher 3 one way more, let's be honest. Bulbasaur asks, what is your favorite Sonic game and why? That's an easy one. It's Sonic Adventure 2. It is not the best Sonic game, that's Sonic Mania. But Sonic Adventure 2, my oh my. Like I said, pure nostalgia goodness. Because every time I play that game, I enjoy every second of it. I don't think about what parts of the game haven't aged well and what doesn't work. I'm just getting lost into this world filled with city escapes and black hedgehogs, and yeah, it's just fantastic. I love Sonic Adventure 2. I don't think it's the best one, like I said. Chris asks, what is love? That's a good question. Love is a constant feeling of attraction towards another person. Also, baby, don't hurt me. And finally, this question comes in from Scott Bobiak, our good friend. What does the fox say? Just kidding. What are your top 5 games of all time, and state your reasoning and favorite thing about each of them? Okay, this is one I had to think about, but I have an answer. Number 5 is Sonic Adventure 2, mainly for that nostalgia-ness, and I just love it for its speed and just basically the nostalgia factor for it. I can't really think about what's aged well about this game today, but I just love the pure cheesy goodness of that kind of game. Number 4 on this list is Doom 2016. My God, playing that game was like a religious experience because after playing Doom 3, I was just thinking, okay, this isn't that great. It's a good game, but it's not really living up to the Doom standard. So what's this next game going to be? And then Doom 2016 comes in and is just hey, we're going to be the perfect successor to this game series and nothing you can do can stop us. It just came in all ripping and tearing with amazing music that I still listen to right now, and I can't wait until Doom Eternal comes out, because that game already makes the first game look like child's play in comparison. And number 3 is Breath of the Wild. Now, if you're friends with me, you know I've been hyping this game up like crazy since it was revealed in 2014. I was just so ready to play this game, and you heard me complain multiple times when this game was delayed multiple times. I just wanted to play this game. The day it was about to come out, on a Thursday night, the Switch's midnight reveal, the midnight launch rather, I was just I have waited 2 years, 8 months, something something days, and it's finally here. And it's mainly not even just for the game itself. Like, I don't even think right now Breath of the Wild is even the best Zelda game because of the things it gets wrong. If you watch our series on Commonwealth Realm, you know what we're talking about. But even then, it's just the importance of that game and how it got me collaborating with other YouTubers, and it got me listening to podcasts just because I was so excited for that game and I wanted to hear other people talk about it, and let alone like going to E3 to play it. And that's when Conrad came to me and said, hey, you should be a part of Commonwealth Realm. And I said, do I have a choice? And he said no. And then I said, okay. When Breath of the Wild came out, I was just thinking, yes, finally. And then I lied and told myself I would never ever be excited for a game ever again in the same way that I was excited for Breath of the Wild. Yeah, that didn't last long, did it? Number 2 is The Witcher 3. Yes, that game. And to think I didn't even play The Witcher 1 or 2. Jumped into The Witcher 3 only because I heard there wasn't going to be any bullshit DLC plans except for the expansions, which aren't even bullshit. I played it and I just was like lost into this world filled with monsters and stuff and unicorn sex. It was incredible. It's weird to think that on my list, like 3 of them are even like modern games, which goes to show that I'm not a guy who's just completely hooked on nostalgia. But yeah, Witcher 3, to think that I like this game little more than Breath of the Wild, and I was thinking about Breath of the Wild the whole time I was playing The Witcher 3. Basically, The Witcher 3 is like one of the best games of the generation. But the number 1, to nobody's surprise, is the Metroid Prime trilogy, which is 3 games because, I didn't want the first 3 to be Prime 1, 2, and 3, because that would just be cheating. So I like to just combine them into that one lump, especially since the Prime trilogy is actually a game filled with 3 games. But if I had to choose one of those 3 games, it would have to be, of course, Metroid Prime, the one that started it all. Though I do have a really big soft spot for Prime 3. I just love the cinematic approach that they took to it. The voice acting was awesome. And multiple planets, multiple environments. Elysia was Columbia before Bioshock Infinite was even a thing, and that was fantastic. But Metroid Prime, man oh man, I think that game is to blame for my love for exploration/open world games, because the environments in that game are so incredible and diverse, combined with great presentation in the form of its graphics that still look damn good to this day, might I add. The music was just perfect, and what more can I say about Metroid Prime? Like, it's a tough game to talk about only because it's so good, and yeah, some parts of it haven't really aged that well. Like, the whole backtracking thing can get really ridiculous. Oh, it's gonna be a long wait for Prime 4, man. I don't think it's gonna take 4 years, but man, I'm not ready to wait even longer for a game that I've been waiting for since I was 12 years old. I'm about to be 24. Rest assured, closer to that game's release, I'm gonna be dedicating a lot of this channel to Metroid Prime. Not the entire channel, but I'm going to start talking about each and every game. It's going to be wicked. But even then, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. It's really, really, really kind of you. I highly appreciate it. And what more can I say? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And thanks to all those who asked me questions. I hope I didn't miss any questions. I feel like I got literally every single question down that I've gotten for this Q&A. If not, we'll wait for the 10,000 subscriber Q&A. So, if I missed your question or you wanted to ask me a question, you better subscribe so we can get to that 10,000 subscriber Q&A. You know what I'm saying? But I am really losing my voice, so I guess we'll just cut this video here. Expect new videos every week, whether they be Ferris Wheel Productions episodes, or just like my thoughts videos, or basically general ramblings. Either way, I want to come out with more FWP episodes, not just random ones like this one. Either way, guys, thank you so much. This is Joey Ferris. I will see you on the next ride.